Hell in a Cell thing. I talked to you the other day about this. These women are in a Hell in a Cell match. It's the first time ever. Big fucking deal. It's the first time I ever understand that. But you're walking into a fucking match where 20 years of fucking selling that all these guys had to do. Foley, Shawn Michaels, all these guys, Triple H even, sold this match as the worst environment you could ever walk in. These are the greatest wrestlers that were ever in WWE, did not want to step in that match. The first ever Hell in a Cell match with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, they were making history too, by the way. That was the first ever one. Go back and watch the promos leading up to that match. Shawn Michaels and Triple H were scared their fucking boots to walk into that match. You know why? It was called Hell in a Cell. They weren't smiling because they were making history. They were fucking like, oh my god, I'm about to step into this fucking structure and I'm going to end my fucking career. I watched Sasha Banks on Raw, who is a new breed wrestler. I can't even watch this match. She has basically went out there and smiled her ass off like, we're women, we're making history, yay. She's smiling, man. Like, fucking Foley went 20 feet off this. He fell through it. He ended his career almost. And Sasha Banks is happy to be stepping inside this. You know what it does? It makes the match seem worthless. There's no point of having the match. If you're happy to step inside this thing, then the match itself is useless. The whole point of the fucking match is you're afraid. You're scared. This is wrestling. So you're afraid to be in it. Like a steel cage match in the 80s and 70s. You didn't want to go in there, but you went in there because you wanted blood and you want to take your opponent out and end his fucking career. You weren't happy. Nobody was ever happy to do it. I'm watching Sasha, and she's smiling her ass off talking to Lita. She's like, I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going into Hell in a Cell. We're making history. Right there is my problem with wrestling. That's what she's doing. Every other indie guy does. It's not just her. All these guys learn to wrestle. None of them learn to sell a story. None of them. None of these indie guys know how to sell a story. Not a fucking person. And they can get told to go out there and cut a promo on their own. None of them know what to do. Because they're so used to just being confined in this, like you said, go out for yourself, 200 people, get a new booking, get to the next show. That's all they know how to do. Don't know how to sell a match. You're telling me that I'm supposed to take seriously this Hell in a Cell match. It's ruined. The whole concept of the pay-per-view is fucking ruined. Nobody cares. I'm happy. Johnny, I'm happy to go in a Hell in a Cell match with you. Even us, 20 years ago in the backyard of your fucking house, if we were doing a little storyline where we had to fight each other in a cage match and we put up a scaffold or something to pretend cage, I guarantee you, leading up to the match, we probably would have sold it as like, oh man, this is going to be blood. Like, this is going to be tough. Like, that's just the way it is. You're telling me, like, go back. I ask anyone watching this show right now or listening to this show, go back and watch that Sasha Banks promo, please. 2 weeks before she's about to step into the Hell in a fucking Cell. Go back and watch it and tell me I'm crazy. She is literally smiling ear to ear and as happy as a pig in shit. And that when I seen that, I went, wrestling is dead. It's dead. There's no point in wrestling anymore. It's gone. Like, it's over for me. There's no... It doesn't make any sense anymore. And, I don't know. End rant, I guess. Like, thank God for this podcast so I can get in my fucking brain here.
I think I've already kind of called that match anyway because it's going to be garbage. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you there's not going to be some crazy spots and it's probably not going to be a little bit entertaining.
Will she smile when she falls off the cell?
Listen, there's not going to be no fall off, no cell. There's not going to be anything like that at all, man. I honestly don't. I can tell you right now, and I said this before to you on the phone, is that this is going to be the worst Hell in a Cell match in the history of WWE. And listen, that's not because they're women.
Sexist.
And it's not because I think it's because of, like you just said, the product today, like the style of wrestling that both of them have, and the PG rating of today's product, and just the way everything's booked today, it's going to be the absolute worst. And you know what? I tell you what, Roman Reigns versus Rusev is not going to be much better. I tell you right now, it's going to be absolute garbage. Like, I think all of those Hell in a Cell matches are going to be shit. And the reason why is because in today's style, today's PG rating, Hell in a Cell doesn't make any goddamn sense. So, you mean tell me you're going to put me and you steps inside of a Hell in a Cell, let's say. We're just two normal guys. Somebody's going to say, alright, we're going to put you in this cage and you're going to fight. You mean to tell me that nobody's going to get busted open? Nobody's going to be like, doing these crazy spots and stuff. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I tell you right now, like I said, they're going to go in, somebody's going to get their face smashed off the cage, and that's it.
You think?
You can do that in a cage match. So this is what I don't get about the Hell in a Cell. The Hell in a Cell only works when you're doing spots like Shane McMahon versus Undertaker at WrestleMania and Undertaker versus Mick Foley and those kind of spots. It's the only time it really works. What's the point of there being a roof on the cage?
Well, because it's kayfabe and other people can't get in. That's, again, goes back to nobody knows how to sell a fucking match. The point of the Hell in a Cell was never you're going to go up to the top of the cage and fall off the fucking thing, man. That was not the point. The whole kayfabe reason is a steel cage match, anybody could technically climb over and get in. There's a door. You could open the door and get in. The whole point was never to be this stupid-ass shit where people fall off it. It was literally, you are concealed inside something, and no matter how many fucking heels or faces run into the ring, no matter how many friends you got that want to fucking interfere, you couldn't get in. No matter what. And that is, listen, that's a simple wrestling storyline. But that doesn't work anymore. That's simple 101 basic wrestling. We're going to lock ourselves in this fucking ring, and you can have your 5 people that like you can have my 5 people that like me, but none of them getting in, man. The winner of this match will be the best wrestler or whatever because we're inside, nobody else gets in.
But that was written into the storyline. So back in the day, like you said, Shawn Michaels vs. Undertaker was like the first one. The reason why the Undertaker come up, like quote unquote, come up with the idea for the match is to keep out DX or whoever he had with him at the time, right? Now it's just, it doesn't make any sense. So Rusev versus Roman Reigns in Hell in a Cell. Why?
No reason.
Why is it in Hell in a Cell? Like, there's nobody's going to run into that match. Sasha Banks and Charlotte, was Dana Brooke going to run in? She's got nothing to do with that storyline now. It's not written into it. So it's become over the years that it's become Hell in a Cell is no longer about keeping people out. They've written it into the match itself that it's supposed to be about the barbaric structure of the Hell in a Cell. It's more about the structure itself now, not what the structure is supposed to do. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they're writing the Hell in a Cell matches nowadays that you're in this Hell in a Cell match because it's so barbaric and it's so dangerous and everything else. It's not written to be, oh, we're keeping everybody else out. So that's what I mean. When you're writing it like that, so you got 2 people, nobody's going to run in, so what's the fucking point of the Hell in a Cell? There is no point. There's no point to it.
No, there's no point at all. The only other reason you would have, which is like you just said, it's a basic cage match, isn't it? Because you're not going to climb up to the roof because you can't get there, so it becomes a regular cage match. But the only other reason besides keeping people out is, like you just said, demonic, torturous, barbaric, all those things. But when someone's on TV 2 weeks before it, laughing their ass off because they're about to make history and go inside this barbaric destruction, so now you don't have that anymore because clearly she's not afraid to step into Hell in a Cell. I mean, clearly she's not. And also, nobody's going to interfere. So those 2 things that you have going for you, those 2 storylines, it can either be interference or it can either be barbaric. You got neither one of them happening, baby. It's all over. I mean, she's happy to be stepping in it, and nobody's going to interfere. So what's the fucking point? Like you just said, what's the point? Like, this match makes no sense.
Well, in my opinion, neither does Rusev versus Roman Reigns. They're not even talking about it. If I didn't know any better, I wouldn't even say that match is even taking place in Hell in a Cell. Would you?
I didn't even. The only reason why I knew is because I added 2 and 2 together. They said there was 3 Hell in a Cell matches, right? So I'm like, oh,
they haven't even mentioned it. Like, the 2 of them haven't. Neither one of them talking about it. Same kind of deal. Neither one of them are afraid to go into Hell in a Cell. In storyline wise, shouldn't it be that Rusev as the heel is afraid to go into the Hell in a Cell with Roman Reigns? Like, that's usually what happens, right? Or that Rusev's such a big heel and he's so dangerous that Roman Reigns would be afraid to go into Hell in a Cell with him.
That's the only thing that makes sense. That's the only thing that makes sense.
They don't have it written like that, though. Both of them, neither one of them are backing down from each other. So they're putting him in Hell in a Cell, but neither one of them's talking about it. Neither one of them's going to say, I'm destroying you in the Hell in a Cell. And the other guy's like, okay, well, I'm going to destroy you in the Hell in a Cell.
Have they even mentioned the factor in fucking Hell in a Cell? I don't think they have.
No, like I said, if I didn't know any better, I wouldn't have said they're even in it.
It's just become a fucking pay-per-view. It's become a name to sell a pay-per-view. That's it. And the problem is with that, it doesn't sell a pay-per-view because nobody gives a fuck anymore. So like they have this name, Hell in a Cell, and they'll run this fucking video package at the start of Hell in a Cell, or maybe even on Raw. It's like demonic structure. Oh yes, all this destruction, and they'll have this voiceover fucking from the movies and shit, and they'll show fire and flames and everything. But then as soon as Raw starts, none of the wrestlers are selling the fucking story. So who the fuck cares? Like, I'm gonna watch Hell in a Cell next week, and a few times, like, someone will get, you know what they'll do? They'll take the steps, they'll throw the steps in the ring. They always do that now. That's like the new thing in Hell in a Cell, where they take the fucking steers and they throw them in the ring and do a move on the steers, and then they'll throw each other back and forth on the chain link fence, and it'll be over. Like, you can do all the video packages you want, people, and they'll show clips of Michaels and Undertaker and Foley and Taker and Cactus Jack and Triple H and all these crazy Hell in a Cell matches. But it don't fucking matter. And that all goes back to what I went on a rant about, is that it's dead. There's no point in it anymore. Like, if you're not gonna fucking sell me a story, then just go away. I don't care.
Or don't have the match. Just don't have the Hell in a Cell anymore. Like, they could have named it something else. Just come up with a goddamn name for it, like the pay-per-view.
The only thing I know is I'm goddamn frustrated with it. That's all I can say.
I think these gimmick pay-per-views have kind of ruined the gimmick matches itself anyway. So Michael Cole said the other day that there's been 30 Hell in a Cell matches.
What?
Yeah, there's been 30 of them.
Holy fuck, I didn't realize there was that many.
Like, that's fucking ridiculous. 30. So, like, I'm going to look it up here, and I'm going to look up and see who's been in Hell in a Cell, because I bet you there's some ridiculous names.
I'm pretty sure Khali fought a whole fucking Spirit Squad or something in Hell in a Cell one time.
Hell in a Cell, let's see. Because I know there's a couple of people that have been in Hell in a Cell that should not have been in it.
Like, I don't know, man. It's just, like I say, we got a podcast, and the whole point of the podcast is for us to talk about shit that we want to talk about because it's wrestling related. And it's against everything that people are for these days. Everybody loves the shit that they see when they see a good match. I keep going back to that Fatal 4-Way at a pay-per-view like 6 months ago for the IC title, and everyone was giving it like 4.5 stars. I thought it was a fucking disaster. I was like, what am I even watching here, man? Like, I was like, these guys are invisible. Like, they don't even feel pain. Like, they're made out of rubber. Like, I was like, there's nothing happening. It's just it's 4 dudes just beating the crap out of each other and getting up and beating the crap, just putting in high spot after high spot after high spot after big move after big move. I'm like, but that's not... And maybe call me old school, call me fucking out of date, call me delusional, I don't know. But I can't be, really, am I? Because if I'm the guy that says it's out of date, I'm not the only one. Raw did a fucking 1.9 rating this week. So, all these guys that are on the internet jizzing over fucking indie guys and all this, well, clearly I'm not the only one because nobody's watching the show. So I'm not the only person. Like, this whole thing that works is like, oh, we got to put better wrestling on. We got to have Zayn in the main event. We got to have all this in the main event. Like, oh, why aren't these guys getting their chance? There's a reason why Cesaro should be world champion by now and all this crap. Hey, man, you're the one pulling in a fucking 1.9 rating on a Monday night. So maybe someone should listen to the fucking guy that's yelling about how to actually sell a story, because it's not working. It's only working to people that are fucking on the internet bitching and fucking complaining about, oh, this match didn't have this fucking 4-star. I'm going to lose my mind at Survivor Series when we go next month.
Okay, hold on a second now. I'm going to talk about now, since Hell in a Cell pay-per-view started in 2009, okay? So the first couple were, like, made sense. Like, Undertaker versus CM Punk, right? Randy Orton versus John Cena, that kind of stuff. Too, by the way. Then we go to next year, Randy Orton versus Sheamus, for some reason.
Yeah, for no reason.
Mark Henry versus Randy Orton.
Oh my god.
We're gonna get worse. Hold on. CM Punk versus Ryback twice.
What?
Yeah, so CM Punk versus Ryback in Hell in a Cell 2012. Then CM Punk versus Ryback and Paul Heyman in a 2-on-1 handicapped Hell in a Cell in 2013.
Oh my god.
Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt.
Horrible fucking matches.
Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan. Del Rio versus John Cena and CM Punk. There's a 5-man Hell in a Cell happened in 2011. It was a dark match for some reason. Why the fuck would you do a dark match Hell in a Cell?
Talk about getting the crowd to blow their load before the show starts.
Guess how long the match lasted? Try to guess.
I don't know, 17 minutes?
Okay, so this is who's in the match. John Cena, Alberto Del Rio, CM Punk, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger.
Holy fuck.
The match lasted 5 minutes.
How's that even possible?
I don't know. Why even have it? Why have a 5-man Hell in a Cell for the WWE Championship at a Raw House Show or a Raw Super Show dark match in Kansas City, Missouri in 2011, September 26, 2011. It lasted 5 minutes and 1 second. Look at this one. Look at this one. Tornado Tag Hell in a Cell, DX, Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus The Legacy, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that really deserved a Hell in a Cell match.
2009. Like, that's horrible, man. Yeah, there's been 30 of them.
Yeah, they watered them down like crazy, right? Like,
actually, there's been 33 of them. After this week, not after next week, after this Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, there'll be 36 Hell in a Cell matches. Undertaker's been in 14 of them.
I would have never thought, like, I probably would have guessed like 20, but I didn't think there was that many, you know?
36, man, that's crazy.
And, like, how many, the sad part is that, like we talked about with the women's thing here, how to try to make history, like, themselves, they're not letting it happen. How many of those Hell in a Cell matches, like, I'm just going to go off the top of my head here, because I'm not looking right now, and I'm going to name off memorable Hell in a Cell matches I can remember. So, the first one was HBK and Undertaker, right? Foley and Taker was another one. I remember, and this is not because it was good, but I remember because it was the worst match of all time, Big Boss Man versus Undertaker, where he hung him in the fucking cell. Remember that? That was horrible. I remember Undertaker Lesnar from, like, when Lesnar started. It was a wicked match. I haven't seen it. I don't even know what I remember seeing this wicked match, and I thought it was. I'll probably go back and watch it tonight, maybe even from like 2003 or 2002. Foley and Triple H had a wicked Hell in a Cell match, and I remember DX versus Vince, Shane, and the Big Show, maybe where he stuck his head up his ass or something. Like, dude, and
hold on a second, I'm bringing it up again.
Other than it was like DX versus Vince and Shane in a cell or something. I'm trying to remember, but like, how many is that? Like that, like, and I mean, like I said, we're huge wrestling fans, and that's like 6 maybe. And I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I mean, that's
like
there's not many more.
No, like
that you'd actually remember. Like,
how many more? How many more are you like? Oh yeah, fucking remember that wicked Hell in a Cell match? Because I don't even remember. Like, I remember, like, and 2 of those matches were horrible. That DX fucking Vince Shane and Big Show match or whatever, that was fucking horrid. And Big Boss Man Undertaker was horrible. I don't remember that because it was so shitty. Really, I don't even remember. It wasn't a good match. Oh,
yeah, the Brock Lesnar.
Armageddon 2000.
Brock Lesnar.
Armageddon 2000 where they had the 6 guys. Remember Rikishi fell off into the back of that old fucking truck with the hay in it or whatever?
Yeah, it was Kurt Angle, Undertaker, Triple H, Austin, Rikishi, and
I remember that one. So that's like 7.
Well, the one you were talking about a minute ago was Brock Lesnar against Undertaker. That was in No Mercy 2002.
Yeah, I remember that match. Like, well, I'm gonna put on my fucking Mark glasses or whatever. But I remember when I watched it from like 2002. I remember going like, "Holy fuck, that was like one of the best matches I've ever seen." I don't know if it'll hold up. I really don't take my word on that because it might not even be. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time. But I remember that match being awesome. The Armageddon one, the Rikishi one where he fell off the cell. I remember that one. Like, I probably remember 7 or 8 of them, man. And, like, I'm sure, like, is there any other ones you remember? I don't know. Like, I'm only thinking of, like, 7 or 8 Hell in a Cell matches.
Well, man, there's none that I can remember the last few years. Like, I don't remember half of these matches. Like, I don't remember CM Punk versus Ryback in Hell in a Cell.
No, you remember. I remember only because it's fresh, like, really fresh, is Taker and Lesnar from like SummerSlam. Was that last year at your place after your wedding? Didn't they have a Hell in a Cell match? Or was that a regular match?
Yeah, no, yeah. Brock Lesnar, that happened at Hell in a Cell. October 25th,
The
2015.
SummerSlam match, though, didn't they fight at SummerSlam last year when he did that crazy face? You know that meme that Lesnar has, where he's like, "Bleh."
Yeah, that wasn't in Hell in a Cell.
Oh no, okay. So that goes to show how fucking out of it I am. But yeah, like I don't remember much. So
The last-
33 of them.
The last Hell in a Cell match was Undertaker and Shane, and before that was Brock Lesnar against Undertaker at Hell in a Cell 2015. And that, even in that card had 3 Hell in a Cell matches. It was Seth Rollins against Dean Ambrose.
Don't remember that.
Roman Reigns versus Bray
Don't
Wyatt.
remember that.
And then Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker.
Don't even really remember that. Like it's just watered down as fuck, man. That's all it is. Like, so we'll see what happens. I guess when it's Hell in a Cell, it's not even this. That's another thing. Like, so just to keep the bitch fest going, because I don't even care. I'm in a bitchy mood tonight. The fucking Hell in a Cell's not till next weekend, right?
Yeah.
So they got so you're coming up November 20th, the Survivor Series, correct?
Yes.
Okay, it is October 21st, so less than a month to go until Survivor Series, and we still got another pay-per-view to get it away before that even happens. Like, we still got
Well, this is what I was saying. This is what I was saying the other day. Like, SmackDown's almost in limbo. They can't even put off a good show to even further any storylines, really, because they're waiting for Raw to finish their pay-per-view, because one of the big selling points about Survivor Series is that it's going to be Raw versus SmackDown in these Survivor Series matches, these traditional Survivor Series matches. So what are they supposed to do? They can't build up any animosity against Raw because Raw's still got a pay-per-view going.
Yeah,
so
Raw's busy.
It's so weird, man. I don't understand. I don't think they're doing it correctly, in my opinion, but I don't know. It's just, it kind of stale. Like, it makes it stale. Like, I don't care about Hell in a Cell, for one, because I don't care about any of the matches that's happening.
I don't get fucked
honestly
up.
don't care.
First of all, I want to just say something. We're up to an hour and 18 minutes, so we gotta go shortly. But I just want to make a shout out to fucking Seth freaking Rollins or whatever. Since his injury, he is not the same. He is, since he came back, you'd be lucky to get a good matchup. Am I the only one? Are you noticing he's a step behind? Like, he is not the same person. Every time he steps in the ring, he hasn't had a good match since he came back, in my opinion. I haven't seen one match where I was like, wow, that was awesome. But he looks like either he's timid and afraid to do stuff because he doesn't want to re-injure his leg, or he just can't do it physically because of the injury. I mean, we're human beings. Like, sometimes if something happens, you're not the same afterwards. But
I don't know. I think he's even lost a step on the mic and stuff, in my opinion. He's just not as interesting as what he was before.
I didn't even last year, that whole heel run with Triple H I thought was fucking horrid anyway, to be honest with you. When he was Triple H's lackey, not because of Rollins, really, because of the storyline. Like, oh my god, you're Triple H's lackey. How fucking cool is this? Wow, you're trying to impress Triple H and Stephanie every week on Raw. That went on for 7 months last year. He was horrid then, because I was like, this is the worst. The chicken shit heel thing, we talked about this before. When he was just Triple H's bitch. Like, you're the world champion. If anything, Triple H should be your bitch, because he doesn't wrestle anymore. He's 50 years old, and you're the fucking world champion of WWE. But no, you're Triple H's bitch, because he's the game. But he came back from, I don't know. I'm not looking for, I have never seen a lazier feud in recent memory than Owens and Rollins. There's no animosity in that feud at all. They look like two guys that are just basically this is your feud. Go out, try your best to sell it. We don't have any reason for it really, but you just try your best. I honestly swear to God, man, there is absolutely no hatred between these two people. I could give a fuck. When I watched SummerSlam, sorry, not SummerSlam, the last pay-per-view your place, the Raw pay-per-view, the first one, I wanted to leave before the goddamn main event. Remember, I got up and I sat back down again, but because this feud is nothing. There's nothing going on. I don't care if Rollins beats Owens. I don't care. They have no animosity at all, do they? It's just Raw's big feud is Owens versus Rollins. Someone tell me why I care. I don't actually think they hate each other. Not at all. They seem like they're two guys that have just been told, go out there and sell this match. I don't even know what the feud's about, to be honest with you. If you trace it back, I don't even know what the fuck's going on right now. They don't even...
Well, it almost seems like...
They don't click.
I'm more interested in, Jericho.
It's all about Jericho, baby. He's the GOAT. So it's he's the guy that's, he's almost selling the feud and making it like.
But he's not even supposed to be in it. Like, but I'm more interested in him trying to get into the match, and him being like Owens' best friend, and them just being funny together and that kind of deal. Like, it almost seems like Rollins is an afterthought to the whole feud, in my opinion.
I don't even know if he does anything. Does he? Is Rollins even like in the feud?
I read an article about it the other day about, like, I don't agree with what the article said, but the article was called how Jericho's ruining the Owens. I don't think he's ruining it, but this is what the article was called. How he's ruining the Owens and Rollins feud. I kind of agree with it. He's not ruining it in a bad way. He's ruining it because he's so good. You know what I mean? So I think we care less about their feud because Jericho's so good that he takes the attention away from what they're trying to build in that feud. You know what I mean? So why not just put him into it?
They won't do it.
Give it up and put him in. Like,
they won't fucking put him into it. Even though, like I said before, Jericho is 10 times more athletic, 10 times more relevant, has changed his character a million times. He has everything going for him. He's more over, has more catchphrases. He's a better heel. He might be a bit older, but he's still more relevant than Triple H is today. But they'll let Triple H win the Royal Rumble last year. The Royal fucking Rumble, man, which is like a big pay-per-view. Have him, he's like 48? He wins the Royal Rumble and goes on to WrestleMania, the main event in front of 101,000 people. That's okay.
With the belt.
With the belt. That's alright. Like, that's okay. Yet here's Jericho, who is literally tearing it up, man. He is tearing it up. He has more entertainment in his fucking pinky than Triple H ever had in his career. Yet, he's too old. I can hear Vince now. Oh, Jericho's a mid-carder. He's from WCW. Oh, no. We can't have him in 2016 in the main event. Yet, just last year, you had a 50-year-old man who has not changed his character, by the way, because he's been... How long has Triple H been the authority figure? 5 years? 6 years? Like, a long time.
Well, back when, like, Punk was on the go, so...
Yeah, like a long time. But it's okay for him to have... This is the hilarious part, and I agree with you, that Jericho is kind of the standout in the feud. Is that... What... This is classic. Why won't... This goes back to our conversation like an hour ago with...
I was about to say, it's going full circle.
Like, we're going full circle again. Why not? Honestly, why not? It's not like Jericho is... you know what? He's not even James Ellsworth, man. He's Chris fucking Jericho. He is, hands down, I will say this right now, the most entertaining... I'm not going to say best wrestler, because he's older and he's a bit slower, but he's still a good wrestler. But he's not the best. But he's hands down the most entertaining man on either show. Either show. By a fucking landslide. When Jericho comes out and when he hits the mic, he owns it. Not only that, he has the list... Even the newer crowd are like 12 years old that don't even know what he did in WCW and when he interrupted The Rock and all that shit. They're still into him, man. Like, when he busted out the list there last week and see how the crowd was like, we're going to add you to the list. Like, he's over as fuck. And he just keeps reinventing himself. So why not? Why not? Like, what's the problem with it,
The thing is, too, his stuff's all, like, new as well. It's weird because, like, when he's like... He's talking about it, and he's like, you stupid idiot, and the list of Jericho, and all this stuff. This is not shit he was talking about 10 years ago.
No, it's brand new.
10 years ago, he was, well, probably like 8 years ago, back in 2008, 2009, he was Save Us Y2J. Then 8-9 years before that, he was Y2J like Chris Jericho. And then like 6-7 years before that, he was Chris Jericho in WCW when he had like the Jericho security. Remember Ralphus?
Oh, amazing.
And like that kind of stuff. And he was the man of 1,004 holds. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was deadly. But that's what I mean. None of this stuff is rehashed. He's not redoing anything.
No, he's not.
So Triple H.
He's not the game.
Triple H was.
He's not the
Triple
King
H was
Kings.
the game in 2002.
And he's still the game now. When he comes out and cuts a promo, he's the King of Kings. He's the game. He's the cerebral assassin. He's all that shit. He's the same person he was 15 years ago. And, well, kudos. Like, it's a good point. Like, Jericho is everything. Drink it in, man. The gift of Jericho. The list. Yeah. You stupid idiot. You're going to get it. All this stuff is like 6 months old. Like, this is all brand new material. Like, it's as good as... It's as good as Attitude Era stuff that The Rock and stuff was doing, like these catchphrases. It's in 2016. He's a fucking almost 50-year-old man, and he's owning it. You know what I mean? He's absolutely.
You know what's smart about that too? Something really smart about Jericho. Jericho's a smart guy as well, because somebody asked him before why they don't sell like stupid idiot T-shirts and stuff, and his response was, "It's because I'm a heel."
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm a heel. I'm not supposed to want somebody to wear my stupid idiot T-shirt. Like, he's a fucking heel.
Because it makes you a face right away, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's like, that makes 100%. No, I don't want the crowd to be chanting along with me. I'm a heel. I'm supposed to be a bad guy. And I think that gets lost on a lot of stuff. So, and I think the only person that really gets it right now, I think, is AJ Styles, too. Because, like, he's the face that runs the place and all this stuff. Like, it's funny because he's a heel. He's taking it from John Cena. He doesn't want anybody to be chanting it. He doesn't want a T-shirt that says it. He got his own, like, Phenomenal One T-shirt and this kind of stuff. I think two of those guys kind of get it. I don't know if the rest of them do, right? I don't know if the rest of them, like, really know how to be heels.
Nobody knows.
Owens a little bit.
No.
I think Owens knows how to a little tiny bit, just because he trash talks.
Yeah, but he's too likable to be a heel. People like him. Owens gets more cheers than boos, right? Like, we can agree on that. Like, when Owens is wrestling and when his entrance music hits and everything, it's a pop. Like, he gets a pop. So you're not a heel. Because it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't fucking matter what we say. We could say he's an awesome heel, but if you're getting cheers when you come out, you're not. It's just, that's, again, goes back to just wrestling. Nobody cheers a heel. Like, there's probably like 4% of the audience that's like, yay, we're like cool. But if you're an idiot and you are, like AJ Styles right now, he is healing it up 101. And Jericho is like super heel, but now Jericho's getting over a little bit with this stuff. And he's also like, he's kind of like treading water a bit now because all his sayings are getting over, and he could easily switch to face, I think, pretty quick because
I hate him.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like his stuff that he's doing, like when heels have
the
catchphrases,
worst stuff he's ever done.
Heels have catchphrases. It usually leads to you becoming a face because you know what I mean. Like you have a catchphrase, right?
Get over
so, and that means crowd participation. So, but Owens is, I don't know, man. To me, he gets cheered and he's likable. Like he's funny. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like I went back to the Charlotte thing with fucking her doing goddamn 450 moonsaults and shit. Like, when the hell did that happen in wrestling? When did I miss that part of wrestling where the heels would do more flashy fan favorite maneuvers than the faces? Like, did I miss something? Because Charlotte is a heel. Yet she's doing all these flashy moves which make the crowd go, woo, we love it. Well, you're a heel though. Should you not be doing that? Because you're making the crowd cheer you. Again, Wrestling 101. If you're a heel, you don't want the crowd cheering you. If Jeff Hardy was a fucking heel back in the day, and he came out and did that fucking move off top of the ladder through 4 tables on Dudley's, as a heel, when that match was over, would he still be a heel? No. He's going to be a face because everybody loved seeing that crazy shit, and he's now a face. Put it this way. If The Undertaker was a heel in Shane McMahon's match, like pure heel, because he wasn't, because that storyline was horrible shit, but if he was a heel, like 100%, and he's the one that climbed the cage and jumped off?
No.
Well, no, he's a face now, right? Because he's doing cool. Charlotte's the classic example of not knowing what the fuck she's doing either. Which goes back to the Sasha thing. This whole podcast gone 180, really, because now she's just as fucking dumb as him.
I think the best one for that is like when I think about is Randy Orton. So when Randy Orton's heel, Randy Orton, he'll put you in the headlock of doom for like fucking 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, man.
That's a fucking long time, man.
But just because the crowd hates it, you know what I mean? Like he's the heel. Like, he's not going to do some flashy move because the crowd wants him to and he wants to get applause. No, he's the heel, so he's going to stomp you. He's going to put you in a headlock for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. You know what I mean? He's going to grind you out and just be like, I don't care what these fans are saying. I'm just going to, But when he's the face, he's a bit more flashy, I find. He's a bit more like, he doesn't do the headlocks as long and he doesn't do the stomps as much and this kind of stuff. So I think he's got it down pat when it comes to moveset anyway for heel and
of course, because he wants the crowd on his side.
Alright, so we're going way too long here. Hour and a half? Too long.
Buddy, you might as well divide this into like 4 podcasts.
Oh, fuck that. I'm just gonna have because it's too hard doing editing and stuff when it comes to that and cutting it out and cutting it in.
Shout out to our producer Johnny, who does all the hard work behind the scenes. I just shows up drunk every week and rambles on. He's.
But yeah, so we'll cut it here, I guess, because we went full circle there at that time. So we were talking about a bunch of stuff and went back to talking about a bunch of stuff. But I think we'll try to do it one now sometime this week. I'm not making any promises. Sometimes life comes up and we can't really do podcasts as much as possible. But we got a lot to look forward to next month, like we said last week.
We usually sneak one in a week. If it's a good week, we'll sneak two in. But we've always maintained, like, no matter what, we usually sneak, 20 weeks is 5 months. And we're on 20 episodes, so it's been about 5 months since we started. So we're basically averaging, we get in there every week and try to do one, but...
And, I mean, coming up now in November, I'm going to Toronto on the 17th.
Oh, you're coming up, are you? You coming up here? You know what happens when you comes up here, don't you?
What's that?
Oh, yeah. Johnny's coming on, baby.
So, what I'm trying to say is that we might do... Well, NXT Saturday night and Sunday is...
What? You don't like...
Sunday
Alright, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we don't get along. Everyone just seen it. I'm spreading some love, you know? I'm like, oh, yeah, he's coming back. And then you just go ahead and friggin' just ignore me. So, this is what I'm talking about. Where's the love, Johnny?
What I'm trying to say is that when I comes to Toronto now, we'll probably get a couple of shows in, actually, that week up, because I'm going to be there for a full week, so...
Right. Johnny's mad Merc, too, so when you comes up for Survivor Series, you're going to be in Merc mode during that podcast, aren't you?
Oh,
like, you're going to be...
Well, and like I said, I'm going to try to do a video... Okay. Alright. I'm gonna try to do a video podcast during NXT and maybe some of the Survivor Series day, and then maybe we'll do a post show on Monday or something. We'll do a podcast when we're up there and talk about our experience over the weekend.
I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about that weekend because, well, there'll be the wrestling, of course, to talk about, which will be the prime focus. But we're also going to be in Toronto for 2 days, so you never know what could...
Yeah,
there might be some other things that happen.
I'm sure we'll have some stories, drunken stories and stuff. As long as Chris doesn't, get me drunk, try to take advantage of me, we'll be alright.
I'm not going to take advantage of you, baby, because...
Okay. See, that's what worries me.
We're sharing a hotel room, and I'm trying to hold back this feeling when Johnny's in my hotel room. Come on!
I'm sitting there watching TV or something, I'm like, I don't feel so good. Because Chris drugs me next morning, I'm waking up naked in the bed next to him or something.
But it sounds like he wants to go to Suplex City in the hotel room, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, though? Do you get me? You feeling it?
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Are you catching what I'm throwing? What? I don't know what that means, actually.
I'm not going to be no catcher.
Alright, so anyway, yes, there's a lot of stuff coming
I'm not the catcher in this relationship.
We're going to have, a lot going on that weekend because we do a podcast. You're more inclined for that stuff, but we're going to do some cool stuff. I think we'll have a lot of stuff to talk about, too. We're actually going to a show, and it's a big 4 pay-per-view. I think it's going to be a good time.
Oh, I think it's going to be, probably one of the best weekends of my life, probably.
My holy virgin dog.
Well, it's true, man. I've been a wrestling fan since I was fucking as long as I can remember, and I've never seen a pay-per-view, let alone one of the big 4. We get to see NXT. We possibly get to meet Chris Jericho. That'd be fucking fanboy city right there. He's been my favorite wrestler for 25 years. And AJ Styles, one of the best wrestlers today. So I mean, I think that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, this weekend's going to be sensory overload, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be...
And that's not even including the male hookers on fucking Yonge Street. That's stuff that we're not talking about, but, I mean, sneaking out the alleyway on Yonge Street with some male prostitutes is, we'll get to that.
Trying to hook up with some guys from the ring crew so we can get backstage afterwards.
Fucking Pat Patterson style back in 92, he was molesting fucking ring boys. Trying to hold back this feeling. Fucking That's a true story for anyone that doesn't even know it. Pat Patterson actually got fucking almost put in jail for like 10 years because apparently he was molesting ring boys back in like 92. That went really good with the steroids too. That was a good time to be a WWE fan.
Yeah.
Alright,
we're gonna go, I guess.
well, we gotta go because we've been on the air for going on
almost an hour
7
and
hours.
40 minutes. Marathon.
We got the whole marathon on the go here. But hold on, I get to do the outro, right?
Yes.
Okay, so next week on Raw, there's sweet fuck alls happening. Oh no, sorry, there's a triple threat. Next week on Raw, there's Rollins, Owens, and Jericho triple threat, right? So we'll be back next week to talk about that. SmackDown, I know we just shit all over it, and I actually don't give a fuck, but I just gotta let everybody know because it's kind of my job on this show. SmackDown has Ambrose versus Styles 1-on-1, right? And the winner gets a title shot. And then next Sunday is Hell in a Cell, but we're gonna do a show before Hell in a Cell, I think, right?
Yeah, we'll try.
Yeah, so that's not till that's like over a week away. So we'll do one before then. So we'll do one before Hell in a Cell, and we'll go over Raw and SmackDown again. And then I think the next one we do will be after Hell in a Cell, and then shortly after that you'll be coming up. Like it's not much longer. You're only a few weeks away. So we probably got, I'm gonna say, 3 episodes left before you're here, maybe.
Yeah.
So we'll do our 3 episodes. It's gonna be good times, and then we'll do some. We'll do a face-to-face in-person episode again, which was horribly awkward last time we did that back in July. I never want to do it again. But we'll do that again. But thanks for listening, everybody. We hope you come back next week. We'll be reviewing Raw and SmackDown. And we'll see you next week, everybody.
See you next week.